But first we'll do The Salesman, which won the Best Foreign Language Film at the Academy Awards and has been in the press because the director Asghar Farhadi was part of the Muslim ban that Trump imposed, where he was one of the listed countries. Iran was one of the 7 countries that meant that they were not allowed to travel across. That ban never actually came through, thank God, but in protest he decided not to go and instead sent a NASA spaceman thing, I think, or something. Anyway, but the guy didn't go and he won, but which is really good.
Which is the ultimate FU.
Yes, ultimate. But what is the film about? More importantly, not more importantly, but just more relevant to what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So The Salesman is not about a salesman.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's about a man and his wife, and they are a combo team of a theatre group, and they are working in the death of a salesman.
Yes.
In their current production, so that's where it comes from. His wife is assaulted in their new home, and she is really, really badly shook by this, and he sort of goes on his own sort of personal vendetta to find out who perpetrated this heinous act against her
and get revenge.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a slow building film. And I know Farhadi has got a lot of really well regarded films like The Past and A Separation, which I still have to see The Past. I really want to see that.
I haven't seen any of his films, but I'd like to.
I haven't seen Separation either.
Separation is very good, apparently.
Isn't very good.
No, very good.
It is good. All right. But I mean, it's a slow burner. It sort of reveals its hand quite with good pace.
Were you Give us a sec, hang on. Were you awake for the ending?
I was.
I don't think you were.
No, I was.
What? I don't think you were.
You
were fast asleep.
Oh, I was asleep for like 5 minutes.
You maybe don't know what the ending actually is. You maybe thought something else was the ending. I don't know. Because you were asleep for the whole thing. I don't know.
I was asleep for like 5 minutes.
No, you weren't. You were like longer than that. It gets to the point where I give up. Like, I only actually nudge you if you start snoring. I just sort of go like, if you fall asleep, I'll just let you sleep. Because you guys never wake me up when I fall asleep.
Yeah,
so.
well,
anyway,
never noticed.
Besides the point. That's fine. But I notice when you sleep because you like the head bobs around everywhere. I only wake up you for snoring. This is besides the point. So if Elle last week was not a revenge film, which we established it wasn't, because there is no real revenge. Yeah. It's just a sort of series of strange behavioural decisions, or not decisions, but strange behaviour. Then this definitely is, because there is at the centre of it a real revenge and a real like wrath to get revenge. And I mean, whether you agree or disagree with Imad, the husband, his decisions, it's kind of besides the point. I think it's an interesting study of how to react in a situation like this, as many people will have gone through. Like, I'm not saying many as if like percentage wise, but people have gone through these things where an attack happens and you think about how to deal with it in your own way. Some people will go for revenge, some people will live and let live and just sort of focus on recuperating. And I think that's what the wife wants to do. She just wants to kind of, it's happened now, let's just move house first of all, then move on. Whereas he is far more vengeful and seeks his revenge. The film is a real like grower. I think it took a while to get into. I think it's definitely a slow burn. But it really clicks in, I think, about 25 minutes in, when the attack happens and when the cogs start turning. It kind of, it's being called Hitchcockian by some, which I saw bits of it. I mean, whenever something is called Hitchcockian, you've always got to put it into question because no one ever really can.
It's an easy term.
It's a very easy label. That's why I've put in my notes, it has been referred to rather than actually referring to it myself. Yeah. And I like the idea of weaving that story within the story, because Farhadi said that he chose that story particularly because of the similarities in the nature of them. And I think it works together nicely. It never feels like hackneyed or as if it's been like slammed in there as a means of making it look more cultural, which I mean could have happened. It could have been a way of just going, oh, he's in the theatre, look how up in middle class they are, despite the fact they're in Iran. But really, I think it works well, and I think the final act is really stunning. I think that final act alone is worth the Oscar, because I spent the entire time going, is this better than Tony Erdmann, which I would have thought should have won in my eyes, but I think it probably on balance is. I think it deserves it. I've got no problem with it. A real grower, and I can see why it won. And it studies empathy really closely as well. I'm a fan of films that empathise and get inside the characters' heads, and asks a lot of difficult questions. Yeah. I never knew how to feel about it, because as I said, like, whether you agree or disagree, you are always questioning in the actions, and you are always thinking about things he does. Because a lot of these displays of revenge are very public. There's one where the person who sold them the person who got them the room to live in where the assault happened, he goes on stage and goes off script to the person who, you know, he's acting opposite, and it becomes like a very personal attack in front of a whole audience. And you really sort of question the morals of the person who's getting revenge. But the way it builds towards that final third is really, really great. And once you get in amongst it, it's terrific.
I mean, the performances alone are just like fantastic. I mean, especially Taraneh Alidoosti.
Yeah.
Taraneh Alidoosti as Rana. It's just that scene when she's on stage, and you can see she's trying to do her best in the performance, but she literally just can't. Like, she has to get dragged away, and like it's just two extremely long performances.
Yeah. Screw Trump. Final word. There you go.
Yeah. It was so gratifying just to see it win the Oscar.
Yeah, massively.
Extremely gratifying.
I would have liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen it before the Oscars, but that's just how it is, I suppose.
That's the only one I've seen so far.
Yes.
I've yet to see Tony Erdmann.
And I think the rest of them haven't got release dates.
Yeah,
so that's a shame.
Yeah, that's always the thing about this. We never get the Oscar
never get
nominated films.
No, it's a shame. But The Salesman's very good. Tyneside has been on all week, and I believe it'll probably stay on for another
Spotlight
week.
film.
It is part of the Spotlight season for Iranian cinema, so there's all sorts of stuff that's been on there. I know for a fact they're showing Taxi Tehran at some point.
They're also showing Persepolis.
Is the Windmill Carriers by Kiarostami?
Yes, I think that was last night. Or that'll be Wednesday night when this goes out. Yeah, there's some Kiarostami stuff as well. So that's The Salesman, very good. We'll move on to all the stupid shit stuff now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is what we've all been waiting for, really. I'm sure the list.